Okay, so now on to the next example. I have w to the 1/3 plus w to the 1/6 minus 2 equals 0. So what I see is that I have these w terms that are different powers, but what I really see is that this one is twice what this one is. So this is really w to the 1/6 squared plus w to the 1/6 minus 2 equals 0. So let's just rename w to the 1/6. Let's rename it, so let's rename it x equals w to the 1/6. So now I have x squared plus x minus 2 equals 0. Okay, and this is something that I can easily factor, right? I get x plus 2 times x minus 1 equals 0. So x equals -2 or x equals 1. Okay, so I have my x values are x equals -2 and x equals 1, but if we remember, we weren't solving for x, we were solving for w. So I need to replace that, so I could say, well, -2 equals w to the 1/6, or 1 equals w to the 1/6. So to get rid of that to the 1/6 power, I just need to raise both sides to the 6th. Raise that to the 6th. So -2 to the 6th is 64 equals w. Same thing over here. I'll raise it to the 6th. Raise it to the 6th. So I'll get 1 equals w. So now that I have my w's, now I can plug it back into the original equations, check them both, see if they both work. So then I'll do 64 to the 1/3 plus 64 to the 1/6 minus 2 equals 0. So I know that 64 to the 1/3, 64 to the 1/3, so what times itself 4 times is 64, that's 4, plus 64 to the 6th root is 2 minus 2 equals 0, so I get 6 minus 2 equals 0. No, it doesn't. So that one doesn't work, and I'll have to try, now I'll try with the 1. So I'll do the same thing with my w equals 1. So I'll do 1 to the 1/3 plus 1 to the 1/6 minus 2 equals 0. And so since anything to the 1/3 equals 1, I know that that's 1 plus 1 minus 2 equals 0. 1 plus 1 is 2 minus 2 equals 0. Yeah, that works. So my answer, my only answer that works, is my w equals 1. W equals 64, we said didn't work. Okay, so for my next example, we're solving an absolute value. So if we remember what absolute value means that something is that many units away from 0. So right now I have the absolute value of 2x minus 5 equals 3. So what that means is that 2x minus 5 is 3 units away from 0. So 2x minus 5 could equal 3. Or 2x minus 5 could equal -3, because both 3 and -3 are 3 units away from 0. So I'll just solve. I'll solve this side. So add 5 to both sides. So I get 2x equals 8. Divide by 2. X equals 4. Or I'll solve this side right over here. Plus 5 to both sides. Plus 5. So I'll get 2x equals 2. Divide by 2. X equals 1. Now we can just check. We can plug those back in. So 2 times 4 is 8, minus 5 is 3. Or 2 times 1 is 2, minus 5 is -3. So those are both 3 units away from 0.